Okay, the next din we're going to learn here is what's called the din of Iker and Tofel, primary and secondary. A lot of times when a person eats a food or foods together, so there's the primary food and there's the secondary food. In other words, there's a primary reason why you're eating it, and there's a secondary reason why you're eating it, and the reason why you're eating the secondary one is because of the primary one. And if you wouldn't have the primary one, you wouldn't be eating the secondary one. Okay, this is a very common case. To give you an example, you're having cereal and milk. Now, the main thing you're eating over here is cereal. If you wouldn't have been having cereal, you wouldn't be eating milk or drinking milk. So you're eating cereal and milk. So now, let's say, for argument's sake, the cereal is Adama, and now the milk is Shahako. So now the question is, what bracha do I make? Do I make two brachas? Do I make one bracha? Which bracha do I make? So the din is, you have to make a bracha on the primary. That means, in this case, it would be the cereal, because that's what I want to eat. The milk is secondary. So again, if the cereals are Adama, you only have to make Adama. Even if there's, let's say at the end of the cereal milk, there's a little bit milk, plain milk left, you're still not allowed to make a shahakol on it. If you do, it's a bracha in vain. Because that whole cereal and milk is free with the bracha of the cereal, which in this case is Adama. Somebody has, let's say, spaghetti and cheese. Okay? So now, mezainis, b'chlal, something which is mezainis, we'll get into the more details later, is always primary. Mezainis, according to halacha, is always primary if you're eating the brach with mezainis because of taste. If it's just there for color or it's there to hold the thing together, so then you don't make a bracha mezainis because it's not the primary. But anytime you have mezainis, which you're eating it for the taste of the mezainis, so then the din is, it's always mezainis. So therefore, let's say I have spaghetti and cheese. Even if I like the cheese better, but because spaghetti is mezainis and spaghetti and ketchup is spaghetti and cheese or whatever, so then the halacha is I only make a bracha on the mezainis, I don't make a bracha on the cheese, I don't make a bracha on the ketchup or whatever it may be. And you have countless cases of that where you have the primary and the secondary. Now what happens if they're both equal to you? Give me an example, eating a salad. Now in the salad you have, let's say, lettuce and cucumber and tomato, and then you also have some avocado, which is eights. It grows on the tree. Or people put in some orange, whatever, Tuna, whatever. So now the question is, now you have a salad. It has ha'adama, ha'etz, and shahako. Okay. Now, so what? And by you it's all the same. By you it's all the same. So the Alter Rebbe holds that you go by the majority of the food. If the majority is ha'adama, it's going to be ha'adam. If the majority is ha'etz, it's going to be ha'etz. If the majority is shahakol, you make a shahakol. So on the salad, let's say that you have most of the food, even though again, there's no primary and secondary, because by you they're all the same. You're eating just the difference would be, let's say you have croutons in the salad. Sometimes croutons are ametzi, because sometimes croutons are just sliced bread. Okay? But let's say you have croutons that are mezainis. Let's say you're going to put crackers on the salad. Whatever, that's mezainis. So then, if it's all mixed together, and the crackers are there not for color or to hold it together, it's just there because the taste. So even though it's the minority of the salad, you still make a mezainis on the entire salad. And once you make a mezainis, you're not allowed to make a adama, you're not allowed to make a shahakol. And if you do, it's a bracha in vain. Now halacha says, and this is done more primarily by Shabbos, what happens if I have a salad, which is, let's say, again, hadama, ha'etz, and shahakol. Okay, so primarily it's hadama, but there's avocado in it, and I happen to like avocado much better than the rest of the salad. So the din is, if I already made a Adam on the salad, it's too late. Because it's covered. You can't just make a bracha. But if I want, and this is only when you really like the avocado better, before I make a Adam on the salad, I could take out a piece of avocado, make ha'etz, and then make Adam on the rest of the salad. But that's only if I really like the avocado better, much better than the rest of the salad. But otherwise, what?
Why not just take like a little bit of a piece of it?
Yeah, but then you're making brachos that are not necessary. No, because according to halacha, this salad is ha'adam. So if I really like the avocado or the tuna, whatever, then I can take it out first. But to start dividing, if you want to do it, by the way, before you make the salad, when everything is separate, you can make adama and ha'etz and shahakol or whatever. But once the salad is made, it's a din of ikar and tofu. What? It's a din of ikar and tofu. You can't just do what you want. No. Again, in Shulchan Aruch it says if somebody really likes the avocado, let's say he really likes it, so then you can... Huh? So then they're all the same. So then you're making the bracha on the primary, which is, if they're all equal, you make on the majority, it's called the ikar.
So you make halacha?
What?
You make halacha if you like the avocado and...
No, that's only if you like one of the things extra special, not some, like... Huh? Shivas Aminim, again, technically not. Shivas Aminim is not always ikar. Let's say I have a salad, and I put grapes into the salad. Or olives. Yeah. Olives, grapes, dates, figs, whatever. So then, it's not like mezainis, that mezainis is always primary unless if they're... I'll give you an example. If you have chopped meat, yeah? And you're making hamburgers. So sometimes people put matzah mel in there to hold it, to give it some firmness of the meat. Or, let's say, this is another interesting question. Sometimes people, when they make schnitzel, they coat it with breadcrumbs or matzah mel crumbs. Okay? So what bracha would you make on schnitzel? So according to the law that we said before, the chayre, if it's mezainis and it's primary, so on schnitzel, you should make a mezainis, technically. But lepel, they don't paskin like that. Everybody paskins, you make a shahakol on schnitzel. You have matzah mel or breadcrumbs and it's, it's mezainis. So they say, it's interesting, don't ask me, but this is what the Rabbanim say, the experts say. And that is, the matzah mel and the breadcrumbs is to hold the egg onto the fish or the schnitzel. It's not for taste, it's only to hold the egg on...
The egg holds the matzah
The egg
meal.
is the stickiness that holds the matzah.
I know all about it. I'm just telling you what Rabbanim paskin, everybody paskins like that today. I didn't
Have
see...
they ever been inside a kitchen?
Trust me.
The breadcrumb is for cooking, it's for texture.
So they say that by schnitzel and by fried fish and all that, everybody paskins, they make a shahakol. And they say the reason is because the mezainis is not there for taste, the mezainis is to hold the egg onto the egg. You want to argue in the facts? Fine. But the pearl, they paskin, this is what you make on schnitzel.
Even according to this, if the breadcrumbs are flavored, which means they're there for taste. I have like Mexican breadcrumbs.
I know, even then they paskin, you make a shahakol.
Spice is not the flour. Spice is...
Flour is spice.
Yeah, but that's so it's...
Spice is spice. It's not the same.
Okay, now it becomes... I'm just telling you, this is the way everybody paskins today. Everybody
Spice
paskins.
is there to help keep the egg on.
Huh?
If we make mezainis on it, we have to make a alamifya. If it's just breadcrumbs, doesn't have anything.
So then you're going into another shaila. If somebody eats mezainis and it's automatically primary, but you don't have enough mezainis to make an after bracha. I'll give you a very simple example, but people understand very well. There's something called cheesecake. Okay, now cheesecake is usually you have crust at the bottom, and sometimes crust on top too, right? It depends on the cheesecake. Now, the crust there at the bottom is made for taste. So now what bracha do you make on cheesecake, even though majority is cheese? It's like this much cheese and this thin crust of bread, of cake. So everybody knows on cheesecake you make a mezainis. But now, do you make what after bracha do you make on the cheesecake? So there are poskim that say, as long as you eat a kazayis of the cheesecake, including everything, you make an alamichya. Some poskim say, no, you need to eat a kazayis of mezainis within kedei achilas pras, which is, let's say, 4 minutes. That means just a little bit of crust is not a kazayis, right? So in order to make an al-micha, according to those opinions, you'd have to eat a lot of crust, or take some other mezainis. So the Peril Dal Rebbe says, you should make sure to eat enough mezainis. But the world is lenient, and then a kazayis of cheesecake, they make an after bracha. What?
If you have cheesecake, but say you're a person who is sensitive to the crust, so you actually avoid the crust completely, but you only eat the cheesecake part of it. So you still
But you don't eat the crust.
You don't touch it.
So then by you there's no mezainis. Then you make a shahakol, not cheesecake. Because you're not eating anything. I'll give you another example that poskim write. And again, you could debate it because it's facts, it's not halacha. You have ice cream cone. Okay? Now, what bracha do you make on an ice cream cone? Now, there's 2 different types of cones. The experts who eat ice cream cones know. There's what's called a sugar cone that has a taste. And then you have a regular non-sugar cone, that's a plain simple cone, that's tasteless. It's tasteless. So why is that cone there? Is just to hold the ice cream. It's just there to hold the ice cream. You're not eating it for taste because it has no taste. But if you have a sugar cone, then that has a taste. So now you have ice cream on a sugar cone. So now what bracha should you make on this ice cream cone? So technically, you make a mezainis on a little bit of the cone, but then you don't have to make a bracha on the ice cream. Because you made ikar and tof. Now, if somebody really likes the ice cream better,
But the cone is ikar?
mezainis is ikar.
No, I'm saying people, when you're eating ice cream, it's...
One second, if you're eating it for the taste, one second, if you're eating it for the taste,
You're talking about the sugar cone.
I said a sugar cone. The other cone, I said you just make a shackle on the ice cream. But because then it's only there to hold it. You know how ice cream cone started? I'll tell you how it started. It was in either England or Wales. I said this once before. There was a guy that had an ice cream shop, and he ran out of plates. Cups. He ran out of cups to serve ice cream. And he didn't know what to do. He couldn't buy cups. And next door, there's a waffle store. So he went into, he had an idea. He told the guy, do me a favor, make thin waffles for me. And then he put the ice cream in and he folded it up. And that was there to hold the ice cream because he didn't have any cups.
Is that a sugar cone or
So the shaila, by the way, that's the origin of ice cream cones. But you see over there, in that case, forget the sugar cones. In that case, what was the purpose of the waffle, which is mezainis, is to hold the ice cream. That's why he made it. That was the purpose of it. That's how it came into being. So, but now, what happens if a guy likes ice cream much better, even than the sugar cone? So if you made a mezainis on the cone, you're not allowed to make a shahakal on the ice cream. But if you want, before you make a mezanis on the cone, you can take a little bit to make a brachot shahakol on the ice cream, eat a little bit of the ice cream, and then you can make a mezanis on the cone.
You don't even get to
So
the
by then you think that
What?
After the bottom of the cone.
Don't make a hole at the bottom, because unless if you want to suck it out from the bottom. But
The cardboard cones, they don't have to be
Where are
passed.
you eating it from?
so according to that, many shittas hold that the regular sugarless cones, because you're not even making a bracha, and many people say it doesn't have to be pasisro. People are machmed, whatever. This is different
Just
opinion.
because you're not making a bracha,
Because it's not considered a food.
but it's food.